It starts as a passing thought, a small detail she almost doesn't notice. Mr. Holloway isn't outside. For as long as she can remember, he was always there, watering his garden, sitting on his porch, humming an old tune under his breath. But today, there's nothing. She tells herself it's nothing. Maybe he's sick. Maybe he's resting. But the next day, still nothing. And the next. Then she notices the yard. The grass is longer than it should be. The flower beds, always perfectly maintained, now have weeds creeping through the soil. The mailbox, full. Newspapers stacked, untouched. Letters stuffed inside, edges curling from rain. The porch light flickers, weak, dying. A subtle wrongness lingers in the air, a quiet disturbance. Like the house is holding its breath. That evening at dinner she asks, casually, like it isn't eating at her, "Have you noticed Mr. Holloway hasn't been outside?" A pause. Her mother glances at her father, a quick, silent exchange. Then, her mother frowns. "Who?" Her stomach twists. "Mr. Holloway, our neighbor." But her father shakes his head. "Sweetheart, no one lives in that house." Her mind rejects it instantly. That's not true. That house belongs to Mr. Holloway. She's seen him, spoken to him, hasn't she? She insists, describes him, his silver hair, his old flannel shirts, the way he always waved when she walked by. But their expressions don't change, like she's speaking nonsense. Her mother reaches for her hand, gentle, concerned. "Honey, that house has been empty for years." A cold sensation crawls through her chest. This isn't a misunderstanding, it's something else. Something is wrong. The next morning she asks Mrs. Dawson, the neighbor who's lived here the longest. "Mr. Holloway," she says, "do you know what happened to him?" A blank stare. "Who?" Something tightens in her throat. "The man who lives in the house next to mine." Mrs. Dawson shakes her head, a soft chuckle in her voice. "Sweetheart, that house has been empty since before you were born." The same response, the same certainty. Like the entire neighborhood has agreed on the same lie. She searches for proof, her phone, photos, messages, anything, something to prove that he was real. But there's nothing. No texts, no pictures, no notes, not a single mention of his name in any conversation. It's like he's been erased, like he was never there. But she remembers him. She remembers. Right? That night she can't sleep. Her thoughts circle endlessly, trying to make sense of something that refuses to make sense. She tells herself not to look, but she does. She watches the house, silent, still, like it's waiting. She almost turns away, almost convinces herself this is ridiculous. And then, movement. Inside, a dark figure, still, silent, watching. Her breath catches, her pulse pounds, she can't move. Because someone is inside that house, and it isn't supposed to be there. She wakes up with a singular thought, sharp and persistent. She has to prove that Mr. Holloway was real. She needs evidence, something solid, something undeniable. She remembers his mail. There had always been letters, newspapers in his box. But when she goes outside to check, the mailbox is empty, not full like before, not stuffed with old letters, completely empty. She searches for anything, old photographs, notes, records. She flips through her phone's gallery, scanning pictures of her street, her house. But the space next to her home, it's just a blank lot. Photo after photo, year after year. There is no sign of Mr. Holloway's house. She asks around, teachers, store clerks, the librarian at the town archives. "Mr. Holloway," she says, "he lived next to me." Each time the same reaction. Blank stares, a moment of confusion, then a shift, like they're struggling to remember something that doesn't exist. I don't think I know who that is. Or worse, are you sure you're not mixing him up with someone else? She searches deeper. Town records, property deeds, anything that could prove Mr. Holloway ever lived there. But every document says the same thing. The lot next to her house has been vacant for over 20 years. She digs further. Old newspapers, public records, anything. But it's like he was never there. That night she wakes to a sound. A soft, distant whisper. She holds her breath, heart pounding. The whisper is coming from outside. She listens, strains to hear. It says her name. She tries to tell herself she imagined it. The wind, a trick of the mind. But she knows what she heard. And now, she feels it. That creeping, crawling sensation at the back of her neck. Like something is watching her. Something waiting. The next day, she tries to tell her best friend. She explains everything, the missing house, the erased records, the whispers. Her friend listens, nods, seems concerned. Then midway through the conversation, her expression goes blank. Wait, what were we talking about? She wants to scream, she wants to grab her friend, shake her, make her remember. But there's nothing to remember. Because whatever's happening, it's not just erasing Mr. Holloway, it's erasing her memories of him too. And soon, she might forget him completely. She runs home, frantic. She needs proof. She digs through old boxes, old books, anything tied to her home's history, a photograph. It shows her street, her house, the space next to it. But instead of Mr. Holloway's home, there's nothing. An empty space, like the house was never there. And scrawled across the back of the photo in faint, almost desperate handwriting. Don't forget, please don't forget. The photo lingers in her hands. The message on the back, don't forget, please don't forget. Someone knew this would happen, someone tried to remember. She needs more than photos, more than whispers. She needs to see the house. If the world is erasing it, she has to go inside before it's too late. Before she forgets it too. Her fingers tremble as she steps toward the empty lot, but as she gets closer, a feeling washes over her, wrong. Heavy. She almost turns back. Then just for a second, the house is there, not whole, not solid, a flickering, fading imprint, but real enough. And the front door was open. Inside, everything is untouched. No dust, no signs of abandonment. Like someone had just been here. Like they'd just stepped away. A half-drunk cup of tea on the table. A chair pulled out like someone was sitting there moments ago. Everything feels paused, like the house is waiting. She searches. There has to be something here. A clue, a reason. Then a journal. Pages filled with erratic handwriting, notes scrawled in desperate, uneven lines. She flips through, heart pounding. One sentence repeats over and over. I am being erased. The journal grows more frantic as the pages go on. No one remembers me. They are taking me piece by piece. My own reflection doesn't recognize me anymore. Then, a final entry. The words shaky, incomplete. If you are reading this, you're next. She clutches the journal, chest tightening. This wasn't just happening to Holloway, it's still happening. She needs to leave. Now she turns toward the door, and it slams shut. She freezes, heart hammering. The air is thick, pressing down on her. She is not alone. Something is here. Something is watching. She can't see it, but she can feel it. Waiting, listening, remembering her. She forces herself to move. She grips the doorknob, pulling, twisting, locked. She runs to the back door, locked. Every exit gone. The walls stretch, shift, warping, like the house itself is deciding whether to let her go. A whisper. Her name. She doesn't turn around. She won't. She doesn't want to see what's behind her. Instead, she clutches the journal to her chest, squeezes her eyes shut, and screams. "I remember you, Holloway." Something cracks, splits. The weight lifts. The door unlocks. She's outside, but the house isn't. She stumbles back, gasping. The lot is empty again. No house, no Holloway, no proof she was ever inside. She checks her hands. The journal, the pages, they're blank. Like it was never written at all. She was inside that house. She saw his words, didn't she? She runs home, breathless. She saw the house. She was inside it. She clutches the journal. No, the empty pages. But she knows. She knows what she saw. She has to tell someone. She has to prove she's not losing her mind, so she tells her parents. And they just stare at her. Blank, confused, like she never left the house at all. She checks her phone. The time, the date. She was in that house for hours, but her phone says she never left home. Her mother frowns. "Sweetheart, you've been here all day." Her father shakes his head. "Maybe you just had a bad dream." A bad dream. Then why does she still feel something watching her? She stares into the bathroom mirror, watches her own face, her own eyes. She exhales, lifts her hand. Her reflection moves with her. At first, it doesn't, for just a second, a hesitation, a delay. Then it catches up. She stumbles back, heart racing. Something isn't right. The next morning, she signs her name on a school form. Her hand hovers over the paper. She tries to write it, but the letters feel wrong. She hesitates. The letters blur. For a moment, she forgets how to spell her own name. She forces the pen forward, finishing it in shaky strokes, then watches. As the ink fades, she gets home, opens her closet, her favorite jacket, gone. She looks at her bookshelf, gaps, empty spaces. She grabs a notebook, one she knows was filled with old writing. Blank. Page after page of nothing. Like she never wrote in it at all, like she was never here. The whispers start again that night. They don't come from outside, they come from the walls, software low, then closer, until they're right beside her. And this time, they don't just say her name, they ask a question. "Do you remember?" She wakes up in a cold sweat. Her parents don't notice anything is wrong. Her classmates don't notice she's unraveling. She wants to scream at them, shake them, make them see what's happening. But the more she talks, the more they forget. She's slipping, she can feel it. She finds a note in her desk, one she doesn't remember writing. The handwriting is hers, but different, shaky, almost fading off the page. "It's happening to you. Stop looking for him." Her own warning. But it's too late. She finds an old yearbook, flips through the pages, searching. She finds her own class photo, and right next to her, a blurred, empty space where someone else should be. Like they were erased, like she's next. She looks into the mirror again. She forces herself to hold eye contact, to prove she's still here. But her reflection just smiles. A second too late. And in a voice that is not quite hers, it whispers, "You're almost gone." She wakes up. Something is different. The air, the silence, the feeling of emptiness. She looks around her room. Something is missing. Her bookshelf, half empty. Her desk, gone. Her favorite posters, like they were never there. She rushes downstairs. Her parents are at the table, drinking coffee, reading the newspaper. Normal. Too normal. She lets out a breath. Mom? Her mother looks up. Can I help you? A chill crawls down her spine. Mom. It's me. Her mother tilts her head, like she's looking at a stranger. Her father clears his throat. I'm sorry, miss, do we know you? She runs, doesn't think, just moves. Her best friend. They'll remember. They have to. She dials the number, hands shaking, heart pounding. The call rings and rings. A voice, familiar, safe. Hello? Relief floods her. It's me. Thank God, something weird is happening. My parents don't... A pause. Who is this? Her breath catches. Her best friend doesn't know her. She rushes to school, pushes through the halls, past faces that seem off. Everything feels wrong. She reaches the front office, asks for her file. The receptionist looks at her, frowns. Are you sure you're a student here? She writes her name on a piece of paper, pushes it across the desk. The woman's eyes flicker with confusion. She turns the paper back toward her. It's blank. She grabs the yearbook, flips through the pages, searching for herself. She finds her class, rows of familiar faces, but where her picture should be, nothing. A blank space, like she was never there. Her fingers dig into the paper. She was here. She was real, wasn't she? She calls every contact in her phone, every friend, every teacher, every person who should remember her. No one picks up. The line goes dead, like the numbers never existed, like she never existed. She locks herself in the bathroom, hands gripping the sink, breath shaking. She looks up at the mirror. Her own reflection stares back. She whispers her name, once, twice, a third time. Her reflection moves before she does, smiles and whispers in her own voice. She stumbles back. Her reflection just stands there, not copying her movements, not following. A second too wrong. It lifts a hand and presses a finger to its lips. Shh. She spins around, and he's there, Mr. Holloway, standing in the doorway, not quite solid, not quite real. His voice is weak, strained. You have to remember yourself. Her lips tremble. What's happening to me? He shakes his head. You're disappearing. The house feels too quiet. The world feels too thin. She looks at her hands. They seem lighter, transparent, like she's fading. Mr. Holloway takes a step forward. His voice is barely a whisper now. If you don't stop it, you'll be gone too. The world tilts. The whispers rise. Silence. Mr. Holloway stands in front of her. Not a reflection, not a memory. Something between. His eyes, dim, hollow. His voice, fading. You have to remember yourself, he says again. But it's getting harder. Her name, her life, her past, slipping through her fingers like sand. Mr. Holloway's voice cracks. You can fight it? She grips the sink, breath shallow. How? His answer is barely a whisper. If no one remembers you, you disappear. The whispers return, software lingering, like they're waiting. She stumbles downstairs. Her parents are sitting at the table, still drinking coffee, still reading the newspaper. But something is off. The way they hold their mugs, the way they turn the pages, like they're imitating something they forgot, like they're just going through the motions. She speaks. Mom? Her mother looks up, polite and confused. Do I know you? She runs outside, her house, her street. Everything looks the same, but feels different. Like a copy of itself, like reality is glitching. She presses her hand to her chest. Her heartbeat is still there, but for the first time, She wonders how much longer it will be. She returns to the empty lot where Holloway's house once stood. Mr. Holloway is waiting. His voice is softer now, less real. "You're not the first," he says. She swallows. "What do you mean?" His hand shakes as he gestures around them. There have been others. A wave of nausea hits her. She tries to picture them, faces, names, memories, like they never existed at all. Mr. Holloway looks at her. Something in his expression cracks. His eyes dim further, his voice lowers. "I think I'm almost gone." She takes a step forward. "No. I don't think I was supposed to last this long." Her throat tightens. "Then why are you still here?" His answer chills her to the bone. "Because you remember me." She rushes home, straight to the mirror. Her reflection stares back. Something about it feels off. It should move with her. It lags, it smiles. Not a friendly smile. A knowing one. Like it understands something she doesn't. Like it's waiting for her to fade. Says it out loud, over and over. She won't forget. She can't. But the words start to blur, like something is pulling them away. Like something wants her gone. She finds another note, not hers, not her handwriting. Familiar, shaky, Holloway's. "Once you stop fighting, it takes you completely." She looks down at her hands. Her skin seems lighter, fainter. She breathes in, breathes out, and hears the whispers again. But this time they don't just say her name. This time they tell her the truth. "You were never here." She repeats her name under her breath, as if saying it enough times will anchor her in reality. But with every repetition it feels weaker, less certain, like a word spoken too many times until it stops making sense, until it stops sounding real. She grabs a marker, writes her name on her arm, then on the walls. The mirror, her notebook. She won't forget. She refuses, but then she watches in horror as the ink fades. Like the letters are being pulled away. Like they were never there at all. She finds her best friend again, tries one last time. "Please tell me you remember me." Her friend hesitates, almost remembers. A blink, a shift. "I'm sorry, have we met before?" It's getting worse. The gaps in people's memories are happening faster now. Like reality is correcting itself. Like she was never supposed to be here. She runs home. She stares at her reflection. Waits for it to delay. To hesitate. It speaks. Not a whisper. Not an echo. But her own voice. It's almost time. She calls her mother, grabs her hands, desperate, shaking. "Say my name," she begs. Her mother tries, opens her mouth, and nothing comes out. Not silence, something else. Like the word is stuck, like it doesn't exist anymore. She turns to her father. "You remember me, don't you?" His eyes flicker, like something is slipping through his grasp, a memory that almost exists. A kind, polite smile. "I'm sorry. Who are you?" She rushes upstairs, finds her little brother. He looks at her, frowns. "Where have you been?" Her heart pounds. He still remembers. For now. She pulls out an old drawing, one they made together as kids, their names scribbled at the bottom, proof, undeniable. She watches as he stares at it, brows furrowing, a spark of recognition. "I remember you." The world shifts. The whispers screech. Reality resists, like something is fighting back, trying to erase her before it's too late. She grips her brother's shoulders, tears burning in her eyes. "You have to keep remembering me." He nods. And in that moment, the world holds its breath, like something just broke, like she just won her first battle. But the war is far from over. Her brother remembers her. He says her name, repeats it, holds on to it. But there's fear in his eyes, like he knows something is trying to take it away. She squeezes his hand. Don't forget me. But for how long? She forces herself to say her own name, but it feels off, unfamiliar, like she's hearing it for the first time, like it belongs to someone else. She looks at the drawing again, then finds an old family photo. Her brother is in it, her parents. She looks for herself, and there she is. But something is wrong. The edges of her body are blurred, faint, like she's already half gone. She hears her parents whispering downstairs. They're talking about her. Not about her. About someone, a vague someone, like they can feel the space she once filled. But they can't remember her name. She listens. Her mother sighs, says almost sadly, I feel like we're forgetting something important. Her father hums in agreement. Then they move on, like she was never there at all. She walks through her home, touches the walls, the furniture. It all feels thinner, less real, like the house is forgetting her too. She goes to her room. She flips through her notebook. Pages and pages of writing, her name, her memories, her past. But now the pages are blank. She hears it again, the whispers, the voices, but this time they're angry. The walls tremble, the floor creaks. A screech echoes through the house, a sound not meant for human ears. Something knows she's fighting back, and it doesn't like it. She grabs her brother's hand. They have to leave. They rush to the front door, but it won't open. She twists the handle. Nothing. Her brother tugs on her sleeve, voice shaking. I think the house doesn't want us to go. She refuses to be erased. She pounds on the door, screams her name, a crack, like reality itself is fracturing. Her brother clutches her arm. Say it louder. She does. Everything shakes. The house, the air, the fabric of reality itself. Something snaps. The whispers stop. The house is still. The door swings open. For a moment, she thinks she won. But when she looks at her brother, his eyes are wide with fear, and behind her, something moves, something smiling. She is standing in the open doorway. The house behind her is silent, waiting. Her brother grips her wrist. We need to go. She wants to move. The air feels too heavy, like the world itself is deciding whether to keep her or let her go. She takes a step forward, and the hallway stretches. Not just the hallway, everything. The house is pulling her back, trying to hold on to her. Her brother screams her name. The sound barely reaches her. Because for a moment, she isn't sure if she has a name anymore. The whispers return, but they aren't whispers anymore. They screech, angry, furious, a chorus of voices overlapping, demanding her to stop fighting. She tries to run. Her feet hit the floor, but the hallway keeps stretching. She turns. The front door is farther away than before, like the house is expanding around her, like it's trying to trap her inside. She takes a different path, a shortcut through the kitchen. But when she steps through the doorway, she's back in the living room. That's impossible. She turns, tries another direction, but every exit leads back to the same place. The house is looping, trapping her. She stumbles into the hallway. A mirror hangs on the wall. Her reflection is there, still, watching. It moves first, steps closer. Her voice is soft. You're almost gone. She screams her name, louder, again and again. The house shakes. The mirrors crack. The whispers shriek in pain. She is not letting go. She won't let them erase her. She clutches her brother's hand, tells him, Say my name. He does. Louder. The house starts breaking apart, reality splintering, like it's losing its grip. The walls crack. The doors slam open. The whispers turn into screams. The house lets her go. She is outside. Her house is normal. Her parents are inside, talking, laughing. Her brother sits beside her. "You're still here," he says. But she doesn't answer. Because across the street, where Holloway's house once stood, is nothing. And deep in the silence, she swears. She hears a whisper. Not yet. She wakes up in her bed. The sunlight filters in. Normal. Too normal. Her parents are downstairs, talking, laughing. Her brother's voice carries from the next room. It's like nothing ever happened. But she knows it did, didn't it? She walks to the window, looks at the empty lot next door. The place where Holloway's house used to be. It's not empty. A new house stands there, bright, clean, like it's been there forever, like it belongs. A car is parked in the driveway. The front door opens. A family steps out. A father, a mother, a child. They talk. They laugh. Like they've lived there for years, like Holloway never existed, like nothing was ever wrong. She turns to her parents. "Who are they?" she asks. Her mother glances out the window. "Oh, the Jeffersons." They've lived there for years. No hesitation, no confusion, just certainty. Like reality has already rewritten itself, like Holloway was never real. She rushes to her notebook, looking for his name, looking for proof. The pages are empty, like she never wrote anything down at all, like she imagined everything. She pulls out the old family photo, looks for herself. She's there, solid, whole. She won. She flips it over. There used to be writing on the back. Now only one sentence remains. She calls her best friend. They answer this time. They laugh, talk, like nothing ever happened. But when she asks, "Do you remember when I told you about Mr. Holloway?" Not long, barely a second, but enough to make her stomach turn. She walks to the mirror, stares at her own face. She smiles. Her reflection smiles back at the same time. But something still feels off, like she's still being watched, like something is waiting. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath. She's still here. She still exists. She won, right? Software, gentle. Close. Too close. Her own voice. "Are you sure?" She looks at her reflection again, watches carefully, waits for it to move first, waits for it to smile, waits. Darkness. Every night, exactly at 2:13 a.m., the lights in Mr. Miller's house flicker on. The house has been abandoned for 6 months since his passing. Emma watches from her window, unsure of what she's seeing. The lights turn on, staying illuminated for precisely 3 minutes, then cut off. At first, she tries to dismiss it, assuming it's some malfunction. But as the pattern repeats, the sense of wrongness deepens. She feels drawn to the house, an inexplicable pull toward the mystery. The lights remain on each night without fail. Her curiosity grows into unease. She starts checking nightly, waiting for 2:13 a.m. Something about the timing, the stillness feels off. No one else seems to notice this strange occurrence, but the house, once dark and empty, seems to have come alive at night. And Emma can't stop watching. Emma eventually tells her parents about the lights. They suggest it could be a faulty timer or electrical fuse. Her father, a practical man, dismisses it as nothing more than a glitch. She feels frustrated and uneasy. Desperate for answers, she asks the new neighbors about the house. They look at her in confusion, saying the house has been empty for months. The landlord confirms the power's been shut off, but the lights still appear. She presses them, but they insist she's imagining things. She can't explain it, but the certainty in her mind grows stronger. Someone is in that house at 2:13 a.m. But why does no one else see it? The sense of isolation grows. She feels like she's losing her grip on reality. Each night she watches, hoping for an explanation that never comes. Something isn't right, and she knows it despite the disbelief around her. Determined to prove that something is wrong, Emma sets an alarm for 2:12 a.m. Her heart races as she watches the time tick down. At 2:13, the lights flicker on just as expected. She stares at the house, her breath shallow. She squints. There's something in the upstairs window. A figure, still, watching. For a moment she wonders if her mind is playing tricks on her. But no, the figure is real. It's as if it's waiting for her to notice. She doesn't move, frozen in place, staring at the unblinking silhouette. The lights stay on for exactly 3 minutes, just like every other night. At 2:16, they go off. She waits, hoping to see someone leave, but no one does. The house remains empty, the figure vanishing with the lights. Emma's pulse races as she wonders who was that and why was it watching her. The unease settles deeper, as if she's being drawn into something she can't escape. Emma tries to capture the event on her phone, hoping to prove she isn't imagining things. She films the house, waiting for the lights to flicker on. When she reviews the footage, the video is distorted, blurry, the camera refusing to focus on the house. Panic rises in her chest as she rewinds it, replaying the footage over and over. The image is glitchy, almost like the camera can't capture the truth. As she watches, something terrifying catches her eye. The lights that were supposed to be in Mr. Miller's house are actually in hers. The reflection of her room is illuminated, but the footage shows an empty house across the street. It doesn't make sense. She replays the video again, but each time the lights in her room glow eerily in the recording. She tries to convince herself it's just a mistake, but deep down, she knows the truth. She's not just watching the lights. She's part of whatever is happening, and it's coming for her. Desperation drives Emma to go through Mr. Miller's old files, which he'd left for her father before his death. Inside, she finds handwritten logs, dates, and times, strange entries like 2:13. She stood in the mirror again. Her hands tremble as she reads the words, each log feeling like a personal message. One entry stands out. She sees me now. The date on the entry? Tomorrow. The realization hits like a punch to the gut. It's not just about the lights, it's about her. She flips through the pages and the entries become more disturbing. She looks for answers but cannot find them. She stands at the window, waiting. Her own name appears in the logs, written in Mr. Miller's handwriting. She stares at the paper, feeling a deep chill crawl up her spine. She's been a part of this strange cycle all along, and now it's too late to turn back. Emma begins noticing strange things in her reflection. At first it's small, a delay in her movements, a flicker she can't explain. But soon the changes grow more pronounced. She sees a smirk on her reflection's face, one she didn't make. The hair on the back of her neck stands up. One night, she's brushing her hair when she sees something in the reflection. Mr. Miller's silhouette standing behind her. She spins around quickly, but there's no one there. Her heart races and she feels dizzy. The reflection doesn't match her movements. It's like someone, or something, is mimicking her every step. Each time she moves, there's a slight delay in the glass, like it's not quite her. She feels trapped in the mirror, unable to escape the presence behind her. It's like the reflection has a life of its own and it's growing stronger. At night, Emma's lights start flickering even when everything is turned off. She unplugs the lamps, turns off the circuit breakers, but still, at 2:13 a.m., her room glows dimly. The same 3 minutes. The same unsettling pattern. She tries to ignore it, but it's impossible. She checks the window and gasps. Across the street in Mr. Miller's abandoned house, there's someone watching her. Their eyes are fixed on her, unblinking. She feels the weight of their gaze, heavy and unyielding. But when she blinks, the figure is gone, leaving only shadows in the window. Her skin crawls. She doesn't know who it is, but she feels like she's being hunted. Every night she waits, hoping for the lights to stay off, but they never do. The cycle continues, drawing her deeper into its grip. Emma goes back to Mr. Miller's box of files, desperate for answers. She flips through the papers until one entry catches her eye. The cycle always starts with her. Her blood runs cold. It's signed with her name, in her handwriting. Panic surges through her body as she rereads it, trying to make sense of the words. The more she reads, the more she realizes she's been a part of this cycle for years. The house isn't just watching her, it's been waiting for her to realize it. She's trapped in a loop, caught in something far older than she could have imagined. The unsettling truth hits her. Her name has always been part of the story, and whatever is watching her has been expecting this moment. The house has been preparing for her to uncover the truth, and now it's too late to escape. With the truth now clear, Emma decides to end this once and for all. She waits in the dark, her heart pounding in her chest. The clock ticks toward 2:13 a.m. and she can feel the weight of the approaching moment. The lights in both her house and Mr. Miller's flicker on, casting a ghostly glow. The 3 minutes stretch on, slow and suffocating. The stillness is unbearable. She hears something behind her, a faint, uneven breath. Her blood runs cold. She can feel something moving, its presence heavy in the air. Each second drags, the tension growing unbearable. She turns, but there's nothing there. Still, the feeling of being watched, followed, lingers. She knows the next few minutes will decide her fate. The lights don't go off. It's 2:16, 2:17, still glowing. Emma rushes to the window, looking across the street. Mr. Miller's house is completely dark, but in her reflection, her room is glowing with an unnatural light. Her reflection looks back at her, and she isn't alone. There's something standing beside her, something she can't explain. The house has claimed her. The cycle has come full circle. The lights in her room won't go off. And now there's no way out. She stares at her reflection, feeling the suffocating presence beside her. The cycle has begun anew, and she is part of it.